Okay, cool. So I thought I'd try and do a different style of video, kind of like a vlogging type. Let me know in the comments if you like these kind of videos. If you do, I'll do more of these because, it's all about adapting and trying to change different things around, right? So essentially, you've clicked on this video because now you want to know, you have 1 week left before your final phase of your exams, and what should you do? What should you not do? How do you go about doing things, right? And the first thing that I would say, and I've said this before, but I'll say this again, is you need to set yourself a timetable. Now, if you haven't set yourself a timetable, depending on when I post this, I'll probably post this tomorrow, which is Sunday. So I'll post this on Sunday, Saturday today. But basically what you want to do is sit down and literally start creating a new timetable. Now, why I say new timetable is this. You probably had a timetable in the April Easter holidays, and you probably had a timetable during the school period after that, right? But you have to take into consideration the exams that you just did, okay? Which means that you have to now, the timetable is going to be amended by a bit or changed. Certain subjects you probably finished, certain topics you probably finished. So when you do this timetable, basically from Monday to Sunday for next week, the way you want to do this is essentially look at your weakest subjects, the weakest topics. That is what you want to prioritize first. So say, for example, biology is your weakest topic, right? Or your weakest subject. You want to make sure that at the beginning of the timetable, at the beginning of the day, you prioritize biology first. So you put biology first before any other subjects. And then you go and put the other subjects that you struggle with, right? Which is basically, the other kind of weakest subjects. The stronger subjects that you have, those should be the last ones. Because think about it this way, right? If you know the subject already, if you know how to do it, there's no point of you putting that as a main point, as the main thing right now, right? You shouldn't be doing that because you know it, you understand it, it's easy. So that should be kind of the last thing. And when you prioritize those subjects, it's essentially really working on the weakest ones that you have, so you can literally bring them up a bit more, right, compared to your stronger subjects. So those are the things that you need to focus on more. So for example, if maths is your stronger subject, you don't need to put so much time on maths because you know how to do it. It's pretty simple, it's very easy, right? But for example, the other subjects like biology or chemistry or whatever that you're weak at, that is what you want to put more time in my opinion anyway. And now you're probably thinking, okay, how long should I do it for? Listen, I'll be honest, I don't know. I'm not going to be these generic YouTubers and say, oh, go and study for 2 hours and that's enough. No, it's bullshit, because I don't know how much work you got left to do. I don't know how much papers you still have to do. I don't know how much behind you are. I don't know how you register things and how long it takes you to, understand things, right? So that's something that you should know by now. You've done a lot of trial and errors that you should know yourself in terms of, okay, how long will it take me to cover this side of the topic or this chapter or do this amount of questions from past papers? That's something that you should know. So if you feel like you need 2 hours, put 2 hours. If you feel like you need 3 hours, put 3 hours. But don't be looking at other people because they say, oh, I'm doing, they're doing 5 hours, so I need to put 5 hours on this. No, it doesn't work like that, right? Don't compare yourself in that way because everyone's mind is different. Everyone's thought process is different, and everyone also are living in different environments. So you don't want to be comparing yourself. You look at yourself and say, okay, what do I need to do and how much do I need to cover and for how long? That's as simple as that. That's what I would say. So when you do these timetables, make sure that you sit down, have no distraction, and literally say hour by hour what you're going to do. That doesn't mean you go and work for 10, 12 hours, okay? If you can, it's up to you. That depends on how long you can do it. But even most people are able to do deep work for maybe 2 hours max, 2 to 4 hours. After that, your brain just goes away, right? There's no point. You're wasting time. Or you think you're not wasting time because you're thinking that, oh, look, I'm sitting down, I'm studying. You're not really studying. No, you're not, right? You think you are, but you're not because you're not registering anything. You're just the mere fact of you sitting down and just doing something is making you think you're actually doing some deep work, but you're really not. And to do deep work in this day and age is very, very difficult because there's just so much distraction. Our concentration levels have reduced a lot, right, with social media and everything. So try and do as much as you can effectively. Quality deep work, that's very important. Not quantity, but quality. So that's the first thing that I would say. The next thing is cutting distractions, okay? And I've said this before, but I'll reiterate this now as well, is that your phone shouldn't be next to you. Okay, when you're studying, your phone shouldn't be next to you because it's an absolute distraction. If your phone is next to you, but take it and put it in another room. Well, actually, if you're in your room, okay, put it in your kitchen then. I don't know, put it in a separate room, right? Take your phone and put it in a separate room. Like if it means taking that phone and putting it in your kitchen cabinet or something like that, do it. That will help. You know why? Because if you have your phone next to you as you're studying, man, you'll be looking on the corner of your, I know with me, right? When I'm studying or when I'm working, for example, and my phone is next to me, in the corner of my eye, I'm looking if I'm going to get any notifications. And then when I get a notification, I'm zoned in, I'm in, right? It's an absolute distraction. So when I'm working now, I just take my phone and put it away in a separate room. So I do not have that distraction. So make sure that you do that because it's going to help you stay focused. It's going to help you yeah, it's going to help you stay focused. And at the same time, you're not going to get distractions from the social media platforms that you're probably in. Okay. Obviously, watch these videos. These will help you out. Now I'm just playing, but you know what I mean, right? So that's what I would say in terms of distractions. Cut those distractions away. And if you feel like you're at home and you're not able to study because there's so much noise, go to the library, man. Go to a place where it's more quiet. Like there's a lot of places out there that's quiet. Even central London, there's libraries there that you can go and find that's really at, quiet places for you to study. So if you feel like studying at home is very difficult, go to a different place. That's what you should be doing, in my opinion anyway. Now, the other thing is, so you set your timetable now and you're cutting your distractions, right? Now, the next thing I would say is, okay, diet and sleep is very, very important. So like the diet, let me explain the diet bit. And the reason why I would say the diet is important is because you're in a period right now where you're so stressed, right? What happens when you're stressed? Let's be honest. What happens when you're stressed? When you're stressed, a couple of things happen, right? Either you give up straight away and you say, I can't do it. Or you don't give up. And the other thing is you're like, okay, but I'm craving something. And if I feel like, oh, I see a packet of crisps or I see like chocolates or some junk food, I'll eat it because it's going to make me feel less stressed. It's like a craving, right? It's like you feel good when you eat it. And that's what you should not do, okay? You should not do that because think about having these junk food. It's going to deteriorate your body from the inside out, right? In that moment, you feel good because it makes you feel good when you eat it, right? Those tasting, the taste buds in your tongue are just tingling, but you don't want to do that. And you want to make sure that you stay consistent in terms of having good diet. So good diets like berries, fruits, nuts. And I mean nuts like pecan nuts, Brazilian nuts, all these kind of nuts, not the other nuts before any other people put it down in the comments, right? Have some good food because when you have those kind of foods, man, you're going to have more energy. Naturally, you're going to have more energy, okay? And when you have more energy, you'll function better, you'll focus better. But when you eat junk food, man, like eating junk food is just like, it's kind of like killing your cells, your brain cells in a way inside, right? Because there's no nutrients in there whatsoever. So you want to make sure that you get some good nutrients, good diet in. I know it sounds all cliche and all that, but trust me, like with me, breakfast, like I'll tell you my breakfast, right? Because a lot of people want to know what I do in my kind of outside of this stuff, like my life, right? So I'll give you like a little snippet of my breakfast side. So in breakfast, what I eat is literally oats, cinnamon, banana, and dates. I mix it all up. That's my breakfast every single day. I do not change my breakfast, right? Why do I eat oats? Oats is because it fills me up. It gives me a lot of energy throughout the day as well. Dates is because instead of using sugar, I'm sure a lot of people that watch this, you eat dates as well, right? So instead of me using sugar, date is it's a natural sugar, right? And there's a lot of fiber in dates. Trust me, try and eat 2 dates and you see number 2 on the number 2 is gonna go very, very smoothly. So if you're struggling with number 2s and it's going like nuclear bombs, eat like 2 dates and it will all go smoothly. I said that's a bit too much info. So yeah, dates, bananas, I chop it and I eat, like I literally put the oats with water. So water, I don't even put milk, right? Because it's lean. If milk is a bit fat, so water helps just to keep myself lean. And then I get a smoothie. So smoothie is like, berries, fresh berries, banana again, and then like a dairy-free yogurt, and I mix it. And that is my breakfast every single day. And it's to a stage where now it's like, if I don't have that, I feel like there's a craving, like I need it, right? So your body will get used to it. And for me, I feel good. I feel energized. I feel like I have, I have a lot of energy because of the breakfast is very wholesome, if that makes sense. So make sure that you eat good food, and have a good diet in the sense that you make sure that the food that you put inside your body has good value, good nutrients, and you'll see your energy levels will just focus more, and your energy levels will rise, and you'll be able to focus a lot more. And the next thing I would say with the diet is your sleep, right? And I'm a hypocrite. I'm an absolute hypocrite because I say you should get more sleep, but then I don't get sleep as well sometimes. So yeah, I don't like giving advice when I'm not really taking it, but I'll just say anyway, in the sense that you need your sleep, right? When I say you need your sleep, I don't mean go and sleep for 12, 14, 16 hours. You need to find a good time, like an approximation in terms of how long is it for you that you need so you feel energized? How many hours of sleep do you need? So that normally goes between 7 to 9 hours. You don't really need less than that. You don't need more than that. So make sure you get good enough sleep. Don't be sleeping late, because the problem on that is that if if you mess up your sleep pattern, the next day it messes up your schedule, your work schedule, right? So you want to make sure that you keep your sleep pattern tight so that the next day you're able to get up and revise again. And that's what you want. You want that consistency. A lot of people think that, oh, I'm going to do an all-nighter. Okay, cool. You do an all-nighter. But the problem is it's going to mess up your rhythm the next day, right? It's going to mess up your brain and all that stuff the next day because you put an all-nighter, because you thought that, oh, by me doing that, I'll try and finish this stuff, which probably I did, and I feel good, but then it messes up my other day, and you don't want that. So you want to make sure that that schedule of sleeping and how many hours you're sleeping is tight and it does not get disturbed. If you can do that, that would be really, really good. So that's what I would say. So we've covered, what did we cover? Timetable, sleep, diet, distractions, which is the phone. And something I will add with the distractions as well is your friends, right? Your friends and yourself should be in a position now where you're all revising. You shouldn't be going out and playing around and just messing around. You shouldn't be doing that, right? And if you are doing that, you really need to ask yourself some serious questions. You need to be telling your friends as well that you should stop messing around and start putting the work and start kind of taking this a lot more seriously, because you've got 1 week. Okay, one week, and that's it. 1 week, and after that it's finished, right? Because then it's exam. So you don't want to be in a position where you finish all of that stuff and you look back and say, shit, man, I wish I actually put a lot more time during that 1 week, because that 1 week could have made a difference for me and I messed up. You don't want to have that regret. You do not want to have that. So make sure you take as much as you can and do as much as you can during this time period, because even if though it feels like it's so intense and it feels like there's a lot going on, this period that you're about to go through is a very short period. Yeah, maybe 3.5 weeks max, and that's it. It's over after that. So I want you to be able to take this opportunity, do the best that you can, as much as you can, and whatever happens, happens. I've even put this on the post about the previous video. Actually, I put about parents' pressure, right? And if you haven't watched that video, I would highly recommend for you to watch that, because there's a lot of, it goes very deep in terms of the expectations that parents put on us and how it affects us mentally as well. You're probably going through that yourself. So if you are, check that video out, because it will help you. And even in there, I always say that, or I say that, as long as you've done what you can and what you feel that you've done in terms of the most effort that you can put, that didn't even make sense. What I'm saying is, as long as you know you've done as much as you can, it doesn't matter what anyone else says. And you shouldn't let what anyone else says get to you, because at least you know in your heart of your heart, you've done everything you can. And if you've done everything you can and it hasn't gone according to plan in terms of, you didn't get the grade, there's nothing you can do about it, man. What can you do? There's nothing you can do, because you've given it your full effort, and your full effort is all you can do. Okay? So as long as you know you've done that, don't worry about what anyone else says. It just goes in one ear and it goes out the other. So hopefully you've taken something from this video, and if this video has helped you out, a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't. I will be coming up with more content. I know I don't want saying this YouTube gibberish stuff like subscribe and all that stuff, but listen, if you find this valuable, you find it valuable. And for those people that want to know my figurines or see my figurines, here's a sneak peek, right? If you know, you know. So check this out. So I don't know if you can see that. So that's TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's Leo there. So for those who know, they know. This is actually quite big, right, guys? This is actually really big. It looks small here. It's massive. It's about probably 20 kg. This is the Power Ranger one. And then I have, these smaller ones here. So yeah. All right then. Peace.